So this episode, I'm going to give a shout out to Kyle Meyer from my work. Thank you for listening. So these are some beverages he purchased. He didn't quite like them. I say his loss, and thank you. So this is by Rochester Mills Beer Company. It's called Soul Snatcher Black. Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Irish Style Red Ale. Without looking at the cup, or the container, I want you to tell me how much alcohol percentage you think this guy is. You just read the can.
No, I didn't. Oh. I'm looking at the artwork on the front, which is awesome.
Yeah. Aged 2 years in bourbon barrels, Imperial version. I'll skip the rest of it.
You said it's an Imperial aged...
Imperial Irish Style Red Ale, aged in bourbon barrels. Aged for 2 years in bourbon barrels.
14%.
You read it. 14.2.
No, I didn't.
Oh, 14.2.
I'm pretty good then.
Yeah.
I was going to say 16, but I was like, 16 would be really high for something local around here.
Well, cheers to you, Kyle, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Clink with cans.
It's time to hit the trail. Lock in those hubs and throw it into low range. Because you are listening to Wheelin' with Keith and Johnny Orange. They're here to talk about 4x4s and everything to do with enjoying the great outdoors. Here's your hosts, Keith and Johnny Orange.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, that is so good.
That's pretty good.
I want to see that.
Yeah, it's got a little of a, I don't know what to call that aftertaste. I like it, though.
Malty.
Yeah. Actually, that might be good. Put some in a glass here. So, all right, man. Well, we normally talk more beer on the after shows, but this is how we're going to start this one. But we have some other things to talk about today.
We got a few to go through here.
All right.
So I got to hit my 800 by the end of the year. Between what I have here today and what I have at home, I've got just about everything I need. So I'll need a few extras.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to beat that by the end of the year, too, then.
I mean, total for the year you might be able to beat, but I don't know about 800. Right. I think I'm at 778 last I looked.
All right. All right, man. Well, you ready to talk about some trucks, though?
Let's do it.
So we're enjoying these great beverages, which actually it's really nice. I like this. Actually, you do need to pour this in a glass.
Yeah, I didn't do that last time. I just drank it from the can, but wow, yeah.
So it is the holiday season, and before we even talk more about that, I do want to tell our listeners that we always appreciate you supporting the Museum of Off-Road Adventure. And one of the ways you can do that is by using Amazon Smile. If you go on Amazon Smile, you can check on smile.amazon.com, or you can do it right from your mobile phone these days. You did not used to be able to do that. Within about the last year, they made it more mobile friendly.
Yeah.
It does not cost you a penny, but if you click a nonprofit of your choice, you can support whatever one you want as long as they're registered with Amazon Smile. We would prefer that you support the Museum of Off-Road Adventure. We are registered with them. We've gotten a few $100s from them in the last couple of years, and we'd like that to grow. They donate about 0.5% of your total purchase. Doesn't cost you
I think it's 0.05.
Or I'm sorry, 0.05.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, 0.5%.
Yeah, like 0.5%.
Yeah.
So
it adds up a lot quicker than you think.
That would be
though.
0.5, wouldn't it? 0.5% is what I said. 0.05 would be a 20th of a percent.
I didn't do well on math. Don't
Whatever,
talk to me.
whatever the case. If you buy something for $100, they give us 50 cents.
You know what? I'm going to look. How about that?
Let me put it that way. If you buy something for $100, you get 50 cents. And it works out quite well. And so please consider going on there. All you have to do is go on smile.amazon.com, click on museum, or it'll ask you the charity to look up Museum of Off-Road Adventure. Click on that as your supporting charity, and you'll be helping grow the Museum of Off-Road Adventure. So anyways, on that, the holiday season, do you got all your Christmas shopping done? Have you got everything picked out for me that you wanted to and everything?
So ironically, you're actually the only one I've thought about doing something for Christmas.
Oh my God!
Because I have an idea for something. No, it's something I want to. Well, I'm not going to tell you, but you drink coffee, like take cups on the road and stuff.
Every day.
Perfect. That's all I need to know.
All right.
That's all you're going to know.
Okay.
I hope you'll like it.
Not one. You didn't already buy it, did you?
No. I actually didn't even pay for it. It's just
Okay.
what is being done to it. Hopefully.
Not one of those things you plug in, because I've gotten those before. They never really work. The electronic warming coffee mugs.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no, they don't ever work very well.
No.
But no, the reason I was talking about shopping and gifts and the gift giving season and all of those great things, I've got about half mine. But
I
you
have none.
last week you got to be there during a gift giving ceremony for my daughter's birthday, which also falls in December.
I got there a hair after, so I missed the grand reveal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was bummed about that. But I still get to see it. It was cool.
Well, I'll tell you
And
what,
I have
though.
a favorite part about the whole thing, but I'm gonna let you talk first.
All right. So my daughter just turned 15, and you know, she's been saying she wants a truck of some sort. She also wanted a 67 Impala four-door like in the show Supernatural. To find one that's not a complete rust bucket, you're talking at least 10 grand. But some of our listeners here would have seen on 4x4 Talk a few weeks ago. I posted up a S10, well, actually a GMC S15 Sonoma crew cab. Now, let me back the train up here. Well, a yellow one. It was a Facebook Marketplace post. And I actually wrote up a whole thing about it on there. And I think I may have talked about it on the show before, but if not,
I don't remember, honestly.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys are going to hear it again. But in my life, twice, I've gotten very, very close to buying a brand new vehicle. I have never bought a brand new vehicle.
Real quick, totally changing the subject back to what we just talked about. Amazon Smile will donate 0.5% of your eligible purchase to a charitable organization of your choice.
0.5, not 0.05. You
Yeah.
were saying 0.05.
0.5%.
Exactly.
Yep, so I'm an idiot. Sorry.
You
Continue.
are, but that's all right. So no, I love you, Jim.
Ow.
Anyway, so
I don't know how to feel about this.
only twice in my life, like I said, I've never bought a brand new vehicle, but only twice in my life have I gotten very, very close. The closest I ever got was I went into a GM dealership in the early 2000s, and I want to say it was 04, because my son Preston had been just born, and I needed a family vehicle. And at the time, I was wheeling and driving daily S10s and GMC Jimmys and S10 Blazers. I was big into the S trucks early on. They were my first serious wheeling rigs. You know, when I got into wheeling, I had cut the fenders and put some 33s and cranked the torsion bars on a couple of S10s. And then eventually I took a 93 GMC Jimmy and I torched out the IFS and put a Dana 60 in the front, and I got crazy with it. So my first crazy off-road rig was an S10. So forever in my life, I will have a sweet spot for especially first-gen square body S10s and S15s. Now, my ex-wife, we did buy her eventually a 96 Jimmy, which was the newer rounded body style, the four-door, and she drove that for a number of years, and then she eventually sold it to my dad, who drove it a few more years. So, and my dad had a couple of S10s and stuff. So we definitely, the S trucks went into our family for a while.
Yeah.
But in the early 2000s, the S-Truck line was being discontinued, but the very last couple of years, they started offering a crew cab with, unfortunately, a little 4.5 foot bed. It was not a very big bed. It was, I would think they look better with a 6 foot bed, and there's a number of people that have converted them these days.
Yeah.
They've cut the frame and extended them, but
Good call. Good call.
but the little 4 foot bed, and I got really close to buying one. I went in and I sat down at my local dealership, and I sat down with the service manager, or not service manager, the sales guy, whatever it was there, whatever you call him, head sales guy.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to order, and I don't remember if I was going for the GMC or for the Chevy S10. I want to say it was probably for the Chevy, although I always thought the GMCs had a better looking front. They had that more bulbous hood on them, more muscular. But I went in and I said, I want this. And I said, okay. And I said, and I did all my research online. You could get it with either the 342 gears or the 373s. And I wanted the 373s. You couldn't get in the 4s, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I wanted the locking rear. You could get it with the larger tires. There was, I wanted the vinyl floors. There was all these like little things, but I wanted the crew cab. So the guy's sitting there and he's checking all the stuff. And he's like, okay, got it. And I said, manual transmission. And he goes, huh. He goes, the box on the computer won't let me check that. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because of the way we ordered the interior or something. So we started messing stuff around. He's like, it will not let me click manual transmission. And the guy's confused, as I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to say, man. I'm like, I want a manual transmission. He's like, as far as I can tell, the 4-door is not available with the manual. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I go, the extended cab, the regular cab, and the 2-door Blazer are all sitting on your lot with manuals.
Yeah.
Back then, they had a lot of manuals.
Yeah. As it should always be.
And he's like, yeah, man, I don't understand. I don't know why. And I'm like, well, I don't want it then. He goes, what do you mean you don't want it then? He goes, you're seriously going to not buy it because you can't get it with a manual? I said, yes.
That's the whole point of the truck. Of course I'm not going to buy it.
I said, I want it with that.
Yeah.
And I got up and walked out. And like I said, that was, and so I had told myself from that point forward, if I ever found one that was like really clean, for a decent price, maybe I'd buy one because I always still liked them. Pull out the automatic, swap it in manual. Because I've manual swapped 2 S10s in the past.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. Well, I'm sitting there. I'm not even looking for one. And up on Marketplace in Detroit.
Google search heard you.
Yeah, Google search. Well, I wasn't even talking about this, though, is what I'm saying.
It reads your brain now, you know.
Oh, it might be.
Yeah.
It might have been reading my brain. And it says things you might like. And here is this 02 GMC Sonoma crew cab. And it is bright yellow, which I found out later was a special option. Sherwin Williams partnered with GMC for the crew cab for a special option Flame Yellow in 2002. And it's got the ZR5 package, which was basically an appearance package, but it did get a locking rear end. And then it got the aluminum step bars, the aluminum roof rack, and the aluminum bed rails.
Nice.
Which are pretty beefy, kind of like Jurassic Park looking kind of thing. Kind of neat looking little thing. And I'm looking at the pictures of this thing, and it's like, looks really clean, but it says bad transmission. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding.
We have a winner.
And they're asking $1,500.
Oh.
So I messaged the person, it ends up being a kid, I'm like, yeah, hey, I'm interested. When can I look at it? Kid gets back with me, and I could tell the kid's kind of ghetto-y. And he's like, well, you can meet me at this gas station at this one corner. And I'm like, he doesn't even know where I'm at, mind you.
Yeah.
And so I Googled the gas station, and it's a half a mile from my job site. So I'm like, I can meet you at lunch. And he's like, okay, perfect. Go over there. I'm waiting around. Finally, this like dude comes walking up to me, and he's wearing like a suit and wingtip shoes, and he's all kind of like dressed like he's about to go to church. And he's like, hey man, you here to look at the truck? And I'm like, yeah, where's the truck? And he's like, oh, it's my nephew's on the way with it. And I'm like, I go, you a dealer or something? And he's like, no, I'm just helping my nephew out. Whatever. So finally, this truck pulls up. It's got no air in the driver's side front tire. He's basically driving it on there. He pulls up, loud exhaust. Pulls up, sitting there idling, but it sounds all right, but loud exhaust. And kid gets out. He's like 18. He's got dreadlocks. He's like stoned out of his gourd.
Fantastic.
Oh, I know. Oh, man. There's like literally 5 pounds of Black and Mild cigar interiors that have been stripped, dumped on the floor so they could put weed in it.
Jeez.
And then a few roaches laying around. Not cockroaches, but weed roaches on the interior. But it doesn't even smell bad, which is weird.
That's
like
surprising.
I'm like... But I'm looking at this thing, and the interior's mint. The body's mint. There's not a single rust spot, even on the frame.
Nice.
The exhaust, what's left of it, they stole the catalytic converter. Hashtag Detroit Life. Cut right out.
Nice.
But the exhaust is all solid, and there's just this clean cut. The catalytic converter's gone.
How long a piece do you need? I got some extra pipe at home.
Like 2 foot, yeah.
2 foot, let me know the diameter.
Will do.
Yeah.
And so things like rust free, interior's mint. I'm like, it was running good. So we pumped some air in the thing, and I get talking to him. I ended up buying it for $1,050.
Nice.
And but the problem is, he drove it there, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with the trans? And he's like, well, it won't go over 30. It won't shift into third. I mean, it'll shift into third, but it slips when it gets into third.
I first thought it would be low fluid.
Well, the fluid looks okay. I'm going to check it again and all that. And I know there's also a possibility of a lockup torque converter issue on those. But it still should drive pretty decent. If the lockup torque converter isn't locking, it should just get crappy mileage. This thing will not. If you put it in second, it'll drive down the road all day up to like 25, 30. But if you put it into drive, it goes, it starts over revving.
Gotcha.
So I was going to put a stick in it or whatever, but I get looking at this thing and I'm like, man, my daughter really is going to be wanting a vehicle. This thing's cute as a bug's ear, bright yellow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful truck for sure.
Great shape. Interior's great shape. So for her 15th birthday, which you came to, we surprised her with the truck. Gave her a set of keys for her birthday, told her to go out in the parking lot and figure out which one they were of the restaurant we were at. And she walked around and clicked the button and then she didn't believe it at first. And so I think she's still a little bit like, is that really mine? Like, you know.
Tell her to go start cleaning it. She'll believe it.
I already cleaned it.
So well, sorry, I'll let you finish.
I was saying, I already cleaned. So anyway, we got her home. But I told her, I said, listen, I go, your little brother got a truck or your big brother got a truck from my brother, so his uncle. I said, got a truck, the Z71 that we talked about back in episode 71. I said, you got a truck from me now. I said, but just like Preston, he had to work on his truck. I go, you're going to have to put your hair up under a baseball hat, and you're going to help me put a trans in it, and you're going to help me weld some exhaust on it and stuff like that.
Nice.
And she said, sure. So
cool. Very cool.
So she's going to have to learn some stuff. And, I mean, what a cool first truck.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
It's a beautiful truck. No issues, no rust. I'm probably going to even have like Z-barred it or something. Because
it's clean. I would do
it's clean enough to do that because there's no rust anywhere. It must have come from down south.
Underneath it or whatever.
That's what I'm talking about, like the fluid film or something.
Yeah.
It came from down south or something because it's completely clean.
Or his little old grandma's car just stayed in the garage its whole life.
Only 160,000 on it, so yeah, it might be.
So my favorite part about that entire thing. So like I said, I got there a little late. I left work a little late that night. Got there. First off, it was funny. So I brought a card, and I don't know if anybody else heard it, but my handwriting's pretty terrible, as everybody knows.
Okay.
She read the card, and she looks at me and goes, "You write like a 5-year-old."
Nice.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. So, end of the night, I was with
What was in the card?
I left some money in there.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
I thought you were going to... You didn't give her like a Home Depot gift card or something?
No. I'm not, no.
Expired Tim Hortons coupons?
No. Wasn't much, but I threw some cash in there.
You didn't have to do anything, man. Appreciate it.
No, I got there, and so when we were leaving that night, you guys went to move it to take it over home.
Yeah.
And she put the key in. Where's the start button?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That made my night.
Yeah.
It's not laughing at her. I mean, just, the whole society thing. That's what everybody knows. That's what kids know is, you just hit the brake and hit the start button. It's like...
Dashboard's got both a CD player and an iPhone holder.
iPhone holder.
Yeah.
Oh, tape deck.
The tape deck, yeah.
I wonder if it still works. That's awesome.
I have no idea. But
I gotta find a tape. I still want to try the one in our truck.
She seems to like it, and you know
awesome.
What? Here's the deal. If she decides that she doesn't want it, then she can buy her own damn vehicle.
Yep.
And Mr. Keith is going to swap an MV35 or 4500 in it, and he's going to have his stick shift crew cab S10 finally.
Well, cheers to that, brother.
So
beer's way better in a glass.
No, it is. Yeah, you got to let it aerate. I noticed that. It really
breathe.
You got to breathe. Yep.
It's funny. I actually interviewed to work with this company.
Oh yeah, that's the place that escorted you out in handcuffs, aren't they?
No. That was down the road.
Oh, okay.
For anybody listening, that was a joke. No place has escorted me from the building yet.
Oh, I've been escorted from buildings. I've been escorted from a White Castle and a Burger King.
What?
Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, so I had an interview there as an assistant brewer, and I have never felt as good leaving an interview as I did that one, and I never got a call back.
That's life sometimes. It wasn't meant to be. It's karma.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at now. there's been some changes over the last couple of months here. I don't know if you know all of them. I mean, we'll talk about that later. But no, I'm really, really happy here. And there's
I
some
now
really...
need to refer to you as Joanne.
No, not that kind of change. Good
Oh,
Lord.
okay. All right. That'd be fine.
No. It's all for the better.
We'd probably get more listeners.
I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I start going by Joanne, we're going to lose people. Come on. No, it's all for the better. Real happy with the way things are going and kind of the track that I'm on there now. I'm real happy and excited for what the future's going to hold.
Yeah. Cheers to that, man.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right. Cheers to that. Yes.
Oh, man.
No, that's
That's
great.
awesome, though. Start them young. What's the whole thing on Facebook? Start them with a car addiction when they're young. They won't have time or money for drugs down the road.
Well, I got a hold of my ex-wife, my kid's mom, and I said, listen, because she has a Jeep Liberty, and
I'm
she
so sorry.
I know she's had it for a number of years. And she's had some decent luck with it.
Some of them hold up really well.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And I told her, I says,
I've never owned one, but
yeah, we were already divorced, and she asked me to go check it out for her, and I did, and she ended up buying it.
Nice.
She's owned it for the better part of a decade now.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, but anyways, I got a hold of her and I said, I know you had mentioned one time about maybe handing down the Liberty, and she's like, no, I'm not doing that yet. Blah blah blah. And I said, you okay with me getting her vehicle? She's like, what are you talking about? Send her some pictures. She's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. It looks great, So
nice, very cool.
But I did a full bumper to bumper as much as I could do when it was on my trailer, because I did trailer it from Detroit. I was not driving from Detroit at 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, that
shout
would
out
take a
to
while.
our buddy Jason for loaning me his trailer yet again.
Yep.
And but I took it, I checked it all out, and it's got new brakes on it. Like I said, the body, the exhaust, everything looks really good. Brakes look like they've just been replaced.
Nice.
Tires are some really weird name, like Taiwanese tire, but the tread's like perfect, so they're like brand new tires.
Some of those tires, I mean, they are the definition of a budget tire.
Yeah.
Some of them have some of the most insane warranties.
Yeah.
That they honor and stand behind and hold up like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I don't even
It's
know where these
crazy.
came from. I've never even heard of the
Yeah.
brand. I'll mention another podcast if I write it down or something. It's a really
Yeah.
weird foreign name, but the tread looks like a knockoff of the Goodyear standard Wrangler tire, not the MTRs,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
the standard Wrangler ATs or whatever they're called.
Nice.
They look like a ripoff of that, like the Road Wrangler.
Okay.
Look great, and they still have little tits on them and stuff,
Nice.
like brand new basically. But I did notice it's got a we got the trans issue, we got to weld up the exhaust, and then it has the typical Chevy door pin issue.
I
So-
actually noticed that in Project XJ. I was getting ready to start putting...
XJ wore out door pins?
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's the front driver, the driver lower pin.
Oh, really?
And the late models, it's all real simple. You can cut it out, knock it out, drop a new one in a C-clip with a little spacer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, not the older ones. The older ones are a friggin' roll pin.
Put some barn door hinges on it or something then. Just weld them right to the fender.
No,
Oh.
that's real thin sheet metal. I just repainted those fenders. I'm not welding.
I just welded 1/4-inch diamond plate to the side of a Dodge Stratus.
Nice.
You saw it.
Well, yeah. Well, if
After I was
going
told
for
that I couldn't.
look, yeah. Don't
Exactly.
threaten a redneck with a beer and a welder or anything. Oh, you can't do that.
Exactly.
Watch me.
Who might have also been smoking something, but
No comment there.
well welding it.
No, I was getting ready to put I've never adjusted doors. My dad has, so I'm calling him out to kind of help me get that adjusted so I can start putting the whole front end together. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at it and then realized it's a door pin that's just worn out.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, crap. Because that pin, get those doors adjusted for the seals, I can get the entire front end together right now.
There you go. Well, that's the
But do I want to limp it, put a shim on it, and limp it, or do I want to do it right now?
Do it right.
That's where I'm at, and I just need to order the pin and
just do it right.
quit screwing with it and be done with it.
So she needs the door pin kit, typical Chevy door pin kit,
I wonder if I could modify it.
which you probably can. They're just holes.
Yeah.
The Chevy pins.
have tools.
Have you ever looked at the S10 pin kit?
The S10s, no, but I've seen them for like the K1500s and 2500s. About the same pin.
It's the same pin.
Yeah.
You worked at the big box store, and
Yeah.
like the
I
Chevy.
work at two of them,
yeah, I
thank
know.
you.
And the Chevy door pins are infamous, man.
Yeah.
They all get it.
yeah.
I've done probably a dozen of them in my life. If you catch them early enough, it's just the brass, so you can drill the holes. Like, and you could probably just drill the holes to the Chevy size,
Redneck with tools.
and then you pop in the brass inserts,
Yeah.
and then you drop down the pin.
Check that out.
On the Chevys, if you catch them early enough, you pop out the old brasses, you put the new brass in, put the new pin in, boom, wham, bam, thank you, man. I don't know if they still offer them. You can probably buy them online, but they did used to offer an oversized kit if it had blown out so far that it started to eat into the hinge,
Yeah.
where you could drill out the hinge to the next size and you could pop them in.
Nice.
If they're much more than that, you actually have to weld them up and then re-drill them.
Gotcha.
So I already told Abby that. I said, listen, I says it doesn't seem like it's terrible. I said, but we're not gonna know till we get in there and pull the old pins out.
Yep.
Said if we've gotta pull the door off and weld it up, we'll do that.
So let me ask you this: being you've done a ton of pins, should I do upper and lower or just
Yes.
lower? Okay.
Do them all at once. Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah. Oh, I mean not all the doors,
Yeah,
but do
all
the
the
whole
other
door.
doors are
yeah,
fine.
upper and lower at once.
I've got a weird
It's
issue.
always
The
the
back
driver
one
door.
won't open from the outer door though.
Well, you tweak the body when you're welding it.
It opened the inside. You barely touch the lever, it pops open. I think it's something internal to the door.
You have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I got to mess with the regulators. And I did get the smoker window installed on the driver door.
Nice.
Yeah, I kept them from another set of doors I scrapped.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says. I like them. I like having that little vent window like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. They're cool.
I always liked them. They're nice. They're
Pain
nice.
in the ass to install though.
Yes, they
Good
are.
Lord.
Yeah, very
Oh.
much so. But anyway, so we'll do the door pins on it, and I did notice that there's a lot of slop in the front CV shaft going into the differential.
Ooh.
Now, I've seen that before on those. I got to do some research. Chances are it'll be just fine, but if it does cause vibration and we need to do anything with it,
Yeah.
then we got two options. My favorite option is solid axle swap, but
Oh, all right. Yeah, hey, I would have gone that with option C. But
yeah, not really getting into that with the daughter right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see down the road. But the other option is, I mean, obviously we can do option B, junkyard, just put another differential in it. But then front the whole peg, and
Is it slap in the diff or slap in the shaft?
Well, it's where the shaft goes into the side of the diff. The diff is like a short axle on those. It looks like on the IFS.
Do a shaft then.
No. The shaft is not where the slop is. The slop is inside, whatever holds it inside.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's different.
So, but so if you grab the diff chunk, which you can replace the diff chunk on those in an hour. They're pretty easy because it's just all bolts and stuff. You replace the diff chunk from another junkyard one or whatever, or buy a reman unit. I did look them up. Even a reman unit's for only like $450, which isn't bad.
That's not bad at all.
It's not really bad.
Oh.
So
I remember a point in time where I would have been, $50 from a scrapyard, 6 hours of sweaty work on my back in the summer with bugs crawling everywhere. Yeah, I'll do that.
but my
And now
favorite
it's like $400. Deal.
my favorite option, which and I only remember this from back in my day when I was really into the S trucks, and I never did this, but there was the bunch of the S10 Extremist guys and all that. I don't know if they still offer a lunchbox locker for the front of the S10s. Ooh. They used to, but the problem was, so I might have to find a new old stock one. The problem was the aluminum front differential housings that they had on them would tend to crack. However, the GMC Typhoon, GMC Cyclone, very rare super trucks built back in the day.
I think I've heard of them.
Also, the Oldsmobile Bravada,
I've heard of that.
which were all-wheel drive, had a cast iron or cast steel front differential assembly.
I like
And it's
it.
a direct bolt-in. So you get the Bravada, but then I think the gear ratios are slightly different. So you have to get the Bravada housing, then you swap in the S10 gears, S10 differential.
Will the guts from what you have fit what you need?
Yes.
Perfect.
So
I don't
use
know
the-
we're bastardizing this thing, and you've had it for like a week.
I know, but if I've got to do a front diff on it,
Oh yeah, might as well build it up.
why not put in, because she's already got the G80 Gov locker, which are not great. You know, those are the ones that blow up if you wheel spin too much.
Gotcha.
But she's already locked in the rear.
Yeah,
So if we locked it in the front, she'd be locked front and rear.
I like it.
I mean,
I like it.
why not? You know?
Yeah.
But you put the cast steel differential housing in the front of it, and then now she's not going to crack it either.
Yeah.
You know, if she puts it in 4-wheel-drive. So
Yeah, that's a big thing.
So you know, because I mean, she's not going to be seriously off road. You never know. Who knows? Maybe she'll get into it. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be like her old man, and she'll all of a sudden like be like, "Ooh, I want to go trail riding."
She's gonna get bald and start drinking beer.
Well, whatever. You know, I still love her, but you know,
That'll keep the boys away. Maybe.
that's maybe. Yeah, maybe. And I'll be like Sinead O'Connor with a freaking Hummer, and you'd be like, people would still be after it. Or Britney Spears, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, man. I mean, it's cool though. The ZR5. I would like to find out, because I did find out one of the rarest, besides some of the super truck versions like the Typhoon and Cyclone, some of the rarest GMC S trucks ever made were the ZR5s.
Okay.
The ZR5 was a crew cab only option. It was an appearance package. But the Sherwin Williams Yellow was a special order thing, the Flame Yellow.
Yeah.
It was like a big upcharge in 02. It was available 02, 03, and 04 only.
I mean, for any kind of paint match, you're gonna have to get custom paint.
Well, I mean, you just have the paint code, the GM paint code, but yeah.
Yeah. If you need it, I know a place.
But anyways, you know, I would love to know, and I've not been able to find anywhere. I'd love to know how many. Maybe one of our listeners knows. Maybe one of our listeners works at a GM dealership and can find it somehow, or GMC dealership. How many Flame Yellow ZR5 Sonomas were built? You know, I'm looking. There might only be a couple hundred of them, if that.
Very possible, yeah.
You know what the really cool part about it is, though? My daughter ain't going to be able to get away with anything in this town.
Nope.
Everyone's going to... When I pulled into the gas station and I was filling it up, everyone's like staring at it. And then I went over to the car wash because it had a little bit of mud on the one side, and it had some like leaves on the top from sitting. Mm-hmm. So I'm cleaning it up at the car wash, and people are like, they're turning their head, you know, the rubbernecking, looking at it. And I'm just thinking, this poor girl, I mean, it thing's so bright. I mean, at nighttime, you can see it a mile away. It's so bright. It was that Sherwin Williams yellow was an interesting yellow. It's bright.
That leaving the gas station the other day. You know, I climb in the Wrangler, and I set my lunch down, and I go to start it, and this dude walking by, because it takes a couple cranks, and he looks at me, and I watch him look at the stack and look back at the engine. Back and forth 3 or 4 times. Takes a few steps, engine fires up. He turns around, looks back. Well, that is my favorite reaction. I was like, what the hell is that?
What did I just see? Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Oh, it's amazing.
That's what I'm saying. That poor girl's not going to be able to get away with anything in this town, because and people are like, I saw Abby going down the road doing blah, 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 you know. So, you know, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen another one of those in person.
I have never.
I've seen the crew cabs.
Anyway.
There's a red S10 crew cab that runs around here, but I've never seen another ZR5 Sherwin Williams yellow.
Nice.
I actually found it on a Motor Trend article from back in the Truck Trend article from back in the day, where it was talking about how that was a special edition they did. So
nice.
I didn't even know until I got it. I was just like, oh wow, this thing. And yellow used to be her favorite color. Now it's kind of like a color she likes. She's more into the blues, but yellow used to be her favorite color. So I'm like, geez, perfect little, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
A yellow little truck, you know.
Nice. Very nice.
So yeah, any of our listeners out there, we really haven't done, and maybe we'll do that pretty soon. That might be a fun history one or something. Or did we do a history of the S trucks? Did we ever do an S10, S15 history?
I don't remember.
I'll have to go way back and look.
It
might be episode 10 or 15 if we did.
10 was the XJ.
XJ. All right, yeah. Because you know, it might be fun. It might have been 15 then. Did we do an S15? Is that what it was?
Maybe. Hold on.
You're just looking. He's looking right now, folks.
Mini trucks and brief history of the Chevy S10 and the GMC S15.
Okay, so we did that back episode 15. If you want to talk about that, we mainly did in that episode. I may have to re-listen to it because we're talking 2 years ago now, almost 3.
Oh, well, I can tell you the date.
The date that it aired.
So that posted July 29th, 2019.
Wow, yeah.
Wow, that was over 2 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
Look, our first episode, May 16th, 2019.
Yeah, we're getting up there. We're going to have to
Jeez.
celebrate our 3rd year pretty soon here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I think we mainly talked about the first generation, which would be the square bodies.
I don't remember.
Which ran, no, I know, which went from 83 to 93, or 82 to 93.
I would have notes from that still somewhere.
Yeah.
'Cause I still, any notes that I ever printed up or wrote down, I still have them.
Yeah.
I kept them all.
So those will be worth something someday. They'll be in the Smithsonian.
Probably worth it for people to not look at.
So, but I'll have to listen to it and see how
Gonna
much
have our
we covered.
episode notes from back and forth, like what for lunch. We pass back and forth.
Nice.
I don't think I ever wrote that.
We'll have to cover. Well, or we'll have to see if it covered the 94 to 04,
Yeah.
which was the last of the S10s and S15s before
Yeah.
they went to the Chevy Colorados and Canyons, which are not terrible trucks, but the S trucks were so
The
much.
Colorados are impressive. I've seen a couple of those up at Silver Lake, and just some mild lift on those, and they are some beefy trucks.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I
I mean, they're light and powerful, so they just glide on the sand. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly. So, but you know, I'm pretty geeked that she's in a little S truck, and
Nice.
you know, hopefully she enjoys it. And like I said, if she doesn't, then Daddy's got a.
So is Keith really
truck
hoping
has
she doesn't enjoy it or does enjoy
Yeah,
it?
we'll see. We'll see. No, well, the reality of it is, for me, anymore, a 4.5 foot bed truck is pointless.
Yep.
I could deal with a 6 foot. I really need an 8 foot for my work stuff.
Speaking of 4-foot beds,
Okay.
so there's been some stuff going around on the Cybertruck pages on Facebook. There's a new prototype sighted in the wild. They're working, I don't know, prototype's not the word I'm looking for. A working test version.
Okay.
Is that maybe the phrase? So now it has a curved windshield, side mirrors, a god-awfully ugly wiper, and what appears to be like a 4.5-foot bed.
Well, it was supposed to have mirrors. They're kind of law.
There's something with those that they can use the side cameras as the mirrors.
I think mirrors are still law.
Well, I know we discussed that at one point
Yeah.
in one of the episodes.
You got a picture of this abomination?
Yeah, I could probably pull it up real quick.
4.5 foot bed, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Is it a separate bed? Are they making it more like a conventional truck now?
No, it's still a one piece. Is the idea?
It still looks like the old body trucks Fords made in the
let me see if I
'60s
can
that were
find
an
this
utter
real
failure,
Quick here.
or
Oh,
that
I
El
forgot
Camino,
about that version.
or that.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Well, there's the front.
Man,
So that's not a great angle of it, or even really in focus picture, but that shows you the mirrors and the wiper.
the windshield doesn't really look curved. To
I know,
me.
I'm gonna look for another angle.
But I mean, Rivian is going to beat them to the.
Oh, they've already pushed it to next year.
Yeah.
They've apparently eliminated, as I understand it, they got rid of the single motor. They went to, all right, you see a little bit of the curvature on that one.
Yeah.
They went to the base model's a 2-motor. So in the configurator, when you do the pre-order, they used to let you select a motor option. That's gone. Now you can just pre-order it. And it's going to let you select it when you comes closer to final production. But they're adding 4 motors now. Or they're adding a 4-motor option.
Well, I mean, so I don't know, man. With Ford
There we
beating
go.
them with the F-150 Lightning, are those on the road yet?
I don't know.
I haven't seen one on the road yet. But Ford does have the Mach-E. I see those on the road
There's a
all the
little
time.
better one.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
that bed looks the same.
Nah, it's supposed to be a 6.5-foot bed. If that's a 6.5-foot bed, then that's like a 20-something foot truck.
I never thought it was a 6.5 foot bed the way it looked.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Let me see if I can. Oops. Crap.
But I say, Rivian beat them. Bollinger might even beat them. Mm-hmm. But definitely Rivian and the F-150 Lightning are going to be out there faster.
Well, I found this one. This was on the Tesla Cybertruck page. If I could get this, just problem solve. I'm getting that and I'm done.
Yeah, nice with the mat tracks.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
We had boom lifts at work today with mat tracks. I'd never seen that before.
Nice.
From muddy areas. It was nice. It was cool, but
See if I can find one with the bed now.
I mean, it's cool looking. It's futuristic. I still like the Cybertruck, but
I do.
I still think that the Rivian and the Lightning are more realistic.
So I haven't actually looked into either of them. I will, but I don't know. I really like the square look of the Cybertruck like that. I just really like it. Right now, like I said, the final production when it gets closer, if I don't like it, I just get my $100 back.
Well, there's so many companies now that are offering the swaps. Do you know Ford sold out already of the... Did you see that you could buy the swap-in electric motor directly from Ford for like...
No.
Yeah, it wasn't even that much
Like
money.
as a crate motor?
Yeah, it was like $6,200 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the motor out of the Mustang Mach-E.
Huh.
No battery, no controls.
Oh, all right, yeah.
They sold out within like a month.
Jeez.
People are but then there's other companies.
I will say that some of what people are doing with custom cells, holy crap.
Yeah, I know.
Good Lord, that's impressive.
But there's companies already now that are making bolt-in versions that are like, basically, there's a couple companies that are making ones that have the same architecture as a small block Chevy V8.
Huh.
So any old car with a small block Chevy V8 or that is available where you could put motor mounts or something for it, which pretty much every old car ever you could put a small block Chevy V8 into.
Have grinder, have welder, need beer.
Yeah. Swap in motors. They're making it that way. I mean, I know a lot of people are getting political on it. They're like, oh, they're forcing electric on us. But, I mean...
Politics aside, we're just talking the facts here. We're having
the
fun
future.
with it. That's all we care about.
It is the future. I mean, it's a lot of torque, a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, when you get into the nuts and bolts of it, you're just redistributing the carbon footprint back to the electric companies.
Correct.
The infrastructure doesn't support it. That's all...
But I like the power.
Yeah, I know. They're really cool. We're talking about just the vehicles themselves, everything else out the equation.
Yeah.
I've had actually a few friends that we discuss this a lot. Mr. Ed Henry here, he and I actually discuss this a lot. And we still, so I do want to get my buddy Jordan on one of these days. He is very against the electric cars and implementation of them.
Okay.
And so we're either going to do a special episode of this or an after show with him on that one. Because I'm really anxious for you to hear his opinions and everything on it.
Bring him in studio.
He's smart. I'll talk to him. We need another mic, which I've been looking into. But we'll talk to him. See
I think we can afford another mic.
Probably.
I mean, it'd be fine. We can get another. Didn't we have another mic? Oh, we had another mic.
We borrowed it from Andrew.
Oh, okay. Well, we get another mic in here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's another mic going to cost me? $100?
I think this setup was $130 per unit.
Yeah, I mean,
so thereabouts.
Whatever. We can get another mic and then
play it by ear.
Yeah, I'd love to get more people in the studio. Of course, as the barn gets built, or maybe we do something here. I don't know. We'll
play it by ear.
But
if anybody interested in coming in studio or calling in to talk to us, give us a shout. Reach out, 4x4 Talk on Facebook. There, you can send us a message there. I don't know. Can they go through the website to contact us?
I'm not sure.
Oops.
You'll have to tell me that. I have no idea. But speaking of the website, if you are looking to listen to us, if you've never heard of the Wheelin' Podcast before, which you're listening to us now, so that'd be really weird. But the multiverse is real. So
didn't we just discuss this in the group chat earlier today on Snapchat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
it's Meyer.
Yeah.
Two people gonna get that, but I'm okay with that.
Exactly. Northeast Minnesota over, but whatever. If you want to, you can go to wheelinradio.com, and it does have links to go to a couple different podcast sources. So if you have a friend that you want to say, hey, listen to this, and they don't have an Apple or they don't have an Android or whatever, they can probably find us there, or they can find us by downloading Podbean or pretty much any podcast source.
Yeah, we should be on everything major. A lot of the minor ones, there's a lot that just list us because we're listed as a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we were trending in like Thailand or something the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was looking
Why?
at that. I don't know.
So weird.
I have access to a few
Hello,
different
Taiwanese
sites.
people.
Hello.
Yes.
I don't know how to properly greet you in your language, but hello. Thank
Google
you for
Translate.
listening.
Google Translate, man. Google Translate, you know.
I watch some of that periodically, see where we're being played and listened to. And
Thailand, really?
yeah, we're on some weird lists every now and then.
Huh.
I'm all right with it. It's cool.
No, I mean, we're no longer trending in Australia.
Oh, we were still on the Australia list. Yeah, you know what?
You're going to look it up right now, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm going to pull up Firefox here.
Firefox, what is that? Is
Better
that my
go
mom's
through-
restaurant, just backwards?
Not really. No, it's an internet browser. Oh, great. Installing updates will start in a few minutes. Yep, that's so anybody who runs that browser knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Makes Internet Explorer look like garbage, which has been replaced by Microsoft Edge, which we order a lot of takeout at work.
I know nothing about what you're talking about.
When you click to browse the internet, this is the program that lets you do it. This is
What
a better
language do they even speak in Taiwan?
Taiwanese?
It's not a
know.
language on Google Translate.
I don't know. Let me ask Google. Ask Google. I turned my volume down so this may not.
What language do they speak in Taiwan?
Did you actually ask Google?
I am.
Oh, well, I thought you were voicing it.
No, I'm typing it.
What was I looking up?
Because I type almost as
Oh,
fast as I
sure it
speak.
was. I think I just spelled that wrong. But...
Mandarin Chinese?
Ooh, I love those oranges.
Yeah, they are good. But let's see. Okay, so English to Mandarin.
What page is that?
English
Dude, your
to...
internet sucks here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Your internet makes my internet look fast.
All right.
Which is
So,
sad.
let's see.
Ooh. All right. Don't care about that. That means that's going to load. Okay. Oh,
All right. So, English to Taiwanese. Hello, thank you for listening. Is Ni Hao Zizi Xiaoting.
I know ni hao.
Well, that's hello.
Yeah, that's the only one I know.
Yeah, like Ni Hao Kai Lin. Yeah.
Huh? Oh.
Or whatever.
Whatever.
Anyways, yeah. Key lime?
let's see.
No, I don't.
That's funny. I have a key lime beer in here tonight.
Nice. So anyways,
I'm sorry,
Ni Hao
so-
Zizi Xiaoting.
At present, we are number 176.
Okay, Chinese listening in Chinese, which are known, Chinese moms are known for being very loud and like yelling at their children all the time.
Oh, like Italians.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Listening is shouting.
That is awesome. All right, so presently...
Do you know, okay, real quick though. Do you know Chinese
I
for,
love the food.
do you know Chinese for small horse?
Nope.
Do you have a pen?
Nope.
It is tiny pony.
That is awesome.
So anyways,
Nice.
it is not, but
So presently, we are number 176 in Apple Podcast for Philippines Leisure. And in Apple Podcast Philippines Automotive, we're number 17.
how many other podcasts are there in automotive in the Philippines?
I have no idea. I don't post us there.
Oh, that's so weird, man. So weird. Well, hello, Filipinos.
Yes, I love this app. So this is using chartable.com.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty cool app.
Yeah, it gives
Or
us a lot of cool
website.
info. I'm sure there's a lot more cool stuff if I were to actually pay, but I'm cheap and don't have the money to do that, so I don't, and I'm just using the free part.
Please subscribe to Podbean Premium, folks. Podbean Premium. And you can listen to the after show. And you can give us a few dollars so we can afford our $135 mic. And so John can subscribe to Chartable.
So I can see where more of you are from and say hi.
Yeah, exactly.
So right now, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Something Unknown is actually almost 10% of our listeners. Castbox, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Amazon Music,
So
iTunes,
there's
Podcast Republic, TuneIn, and other.
There's people that actually listen to us?
Yeah.
Wow. I just thought we've
are-
been talking to each other for years.
I mean, we have.
right,
Hold on, let me reload this because I did actually want to mention this earlier and I forgot. 1 second, I'm logging into our Podbean.
man.
We are at 26.9 thousand all-time downloads.
Oh, wow. That's not
We're
bad.
just shy of 27,000. Sweet.
I think we ought to do, and I know it's a little while off, although it is building faster and faster, slowly faster and faster, compounding each week, each month, each year. But I think that we ought to do a 100K download party.
I'm for it.
Do it at Foxfire or something,
We got to do it live.
Yeah.
I think anybody who's been part of it, we should try and get out here for it.
Yeah, we got to get Andrew out. We got to get any listeners. Even like maybe Jeff and Zaid.
Yes,
Be
I
like,
was
hey
just saying
guys,
them.
you need to fly to Michigan. We're doing a 100 download party.
When we get to 100,000 downloads, hopefully we'll have enough sponsorships by that point. We can just say, hey, we're footing the bill. You're coming out.
Yeah,
We'll stick
here-
them in coach with like 12 layovers, so it'll be like $10.
Spirit, man. Be like, dude, all right, you're flying Spirit, and you might have to, like you said, 7 layovers, and they're gonna put some goats and some chickens in there with you, anyways,
I've
man.
seen Borat. Be careful of the chicken. He bites.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of goats and chickens, we do not have any of those at the Museum of Off-Road Adventure, but we do
Yet.
have some new things. We have a hovercraft. We have a demo derby car. We have lots of interesting things down there, and we may have a ZR5 for a little bit of time until Miss Abby can afford to pay for her own transmission because Dad paid for the car. She has to pay for the parts. That's the deal.
That's fair.
And come on down. We do have the Christmas collectible auction sale going on every Thursday from
Extravaganza.
I
You
like
gotta
that.
sell it.
Extravaganza, yes. Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of items. I mean, there is a lot. You got to
New
admit
added
that.
every day.
Every day.
I haven't seen it in a while. It's probably all changed over on this.
6 to 8:30 every Thursday, and then other nights by appointment, or we have different ones at different times. So just kind of watch the social medias. Speaking of the social medias, you can follow the Museum of Off-Road Adventure on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we are on all of those. Most active on Facebook, but follow us on all of those under Museum of Off-Road Adventure. John, what about... Oh, and also, real quick, we do have a Facebook group for the museum as well called 4x4 Museum that is slowly growing each day. So make sure to join that if you want to see some cool vintage 4x4 pics. And John, what do you got?
Yeah, speaking of Facebook groups, we have 4x4 Talk. As most of you listeners know, that's where you can interact with us and all of you other fine folks who take time out of your days to listen to us. First and foremost, thank you. We appreciate you. You make us who we are. So I'm sorry, it's your own fault.
Absolutely.
A couple quick questions to get you on the page, though. You can ask any questions that you have about a build, opinions, if you're looking for information, or just have a general question, want a review of a picture, post it up. Somebody will get to you as quick as we can on that. We are on patreon.com/wheelinradio and Podbean Premium now. So check that stuff out. I'm still finalizing everything on Podbean Premium. But rest assured, anything that was available to you with Patreon will be available through Podbean. A one-time cost will get you access to everything that's posted now and everything that's posted in the future. So once I catch up with the old stuff and all the new stuff, one-time cost gets you everything. That money goes towards helping us with equipment, keeping everything up to date. We do have monthly costs associated with hosting this, a little bit of production costs and everything that goes into that. So it really does help us to be able to continue to provide all this stuff for everybody. So appreciate it.
Yeah, if you're on 4x4 Talk, like I said, John said, if you got you want to listen, pardon me, post pictures of your build, whatever. We're going to be very supportive. We're only going to make fun of you if you post pictures of stretched tires or squatted trucks.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we're going to be pretty
Or
understanding.
California rake.
That's a squatted truck.
I thought the squat was all four. The
California is in the back.
I guess it would be considered squat. Same difference.
thing,
We're going to
yeah.
make fun of you either way.
We're going to make fun of you. Yep. 4x4s are lifted, not lowered.
Yes. Thank you.
Unless they have really big tires and they're like apocalyptic and
No.
well, whatever.
Well, if you got to run over the zombies, you don't want to get them trapped in the radiator. Come on.
So with that, John,
Well, thanks for listening, and have a good one, everybody.